Hey, Cokesbury, thank you so much for joining us online for worship today. This online-only Sunday offers our volunteers and staff teams time off to truly enjoy the holidays with our families. So thank you for making that possible for us. Let's worship together this morning. The new year is a great time to take your next step. Whether it's subscribing to our daily Bible reading emails or podcast, joining a teaching group or a volunteer team, making the decision to be baptized or to join Cokesbury Church, each of us has a next step to take. Visit cokesbury.tv/next steps to learn more. Every time we gather for worship, whether on campus or online, we take up an offering. Your gifts and tithes make everything we do here at Cokesbury possible. We are grateful for the technology that allows us to gather online and also to give online. All gifts to Cokesbury are tax deductible, and gifts received online or postmarked by December 31st will be credited toward the 2025 tax year. Thank you for your generosity.
the center of my joy. All that's good and perfect comes from you. You're the heart of my contentment, the hope for all I do. Jesus, you're the center of my joy. When I've lost my direction, you're the compass for my way. You're the fire and light when nights are long and cold. In sadness, you are the laughter that shatters all my fears. When I'm all alone, your hand is there to hold. Jesus. All that's good and perfect, it comes from you, Lord. You're the heart, for all I do. Oh, Jesus. You are why I find pleasure in the simple things in life. You're the music in the meadows and the streams. The voices of the children, my family and my home. You're the source and finish of my highest dreams. Oh, Jesus. All that's good and perfect, it comes from you, Lord. You're the heart, hope for all I do. Oh, Jesus, you are the center of my joy. Jesus, you are the center of my joy. Jesus, you are the center of my joy. When I'm lost, feeling sad.
So here we are, last Sunday of the year. It's hard to believe that we've come through the year so quickly. But, we've been talking about what do we want to say this last Sunday of the year. And I liked where we ended up of just saying, where have we seen God in the last year? What are the things? And one of the Psalms that we talked about that I really like is Psalm 136, where it says, give thanks to the Lord because he is good. God's faithful love always lasts. And then that 136, it's this back and forth. And it's a review of all the things that had happened to Israel. Mm-hmm. But each phrase is, God's faithful love lasts forever. God's faithful love lasts forever. Remember when God did this, and then we remember God's love. And I think that's how we were talking about this year, of just seeing God's love all around us and being grateful for that, but also seeing it. So, we talked about like the discipleship in the church,
right?
Of where we've been going there. So,
yeah. And, what I love about this church is we have discipleship opportunities from the nursery up through older adults.
Yeah.
And that happens in different ways. You've got students that go through confirmation. So for the first time, they may be learning some of the basics of the faith, but it's an opportunity for them to respond and kind of make their faith their own.
Right.
It's not their parents' faith, or it becomes their faith, and they can claim it
right.
for themselves.
Well, and then I always get to help with the 56 retreat. And here are these 5th and 6th graders who are kind of bridging that gap from childhood on into being a student ministry person. But that retreat every year is just an amazing experience to watch them. And they worship, but they play and
mm-hmm.
they, do all this fun stuff. But again, it's that discipleship road. Teaching you,
right? Yeah,
I get to teach.
Well, and one thing I like about the way that we've done this is, discipleship can happen individually, but oftentimes it's a corporate thing as well. And we've shared in those studies together of looking at the Gospels, but then we took some time looking at David and Paul and going back and forth, not just within the study, but you and I kind of preparing that together.
I mean, that's been a fun thing. Mm-hmm. Just getting ready for it has been a growing experience for me anyway.
Me too.
You're introducing me to resources that I didn't know about. And I mean, it's been fun.
It has been fun.
But then to get to share that and watch it take place in the group, like you say, a kind of a corporate experience. But then we've had a lot of serving opportunities as disciples and seeing God work through us in other ways too.
Absolutely. Having opportunities to live out that discipleship and live out your faith. And one of the ways we see that is through the Connection Center, Manna House, Fig Tree, all of those different opportunities. And one that comes to my mind is the Warming Center. 28 nights that we had the Warming Center last season.
And one of the things that I loved about that is we get to meet people even better than we do in Fig Tree, because you're all crammed there together that each night, is that we got to work with other churches, and you really helped lead that for us.
Well, and that was amazing to see that come together, to have Ebenezer say, hey, we'll take care of the dinner bags. And so that was consistent, and we knew that they were coming, and we always had dinner bags for each of our guests, to have breakfast casseroles from First Farragut, to have volunteers that helped us from Concord. Valley Church did the kind of snack bags. It was really, I don't think we could have done it the way we did without all of their help.
I agree with you. And plus, it's just neat to see when we talk about discipleship and see where God's working, to see it not just at Cokesbury, but in all these other places, and that we came together and really did all that.
And when you think about all the things that we do as a church, I've got to ask you, do we have the money to do that? How are we financially?
Well, and if you're going to ask finances, the first thing I always like to say is, well, we're not in debt. I know we've been out of debt for 2 years, but it's nice to just, remember, hey, guess what? We're not in debt. but that has given us some new opportunities. That income that had been going to the debt, the interest, and the principal is not having to go there anymore.
Right.
But because while we were in debt, we kind of delayed things on the buildings. And so we're doing some catch up now. And so there's all access work that's been going on the South Campus to rearrange the parking lot to make it easier to get into the building. The roof at the South Campus has been kind of leaky, and we've had to get that fixed so that the choir no longer has to use umbrellas. But then on North Campus, we've done the floor in Epworth and big, worship room. We've just done some really neat things that have just kind of helped bring the buildings along. I think sometimes we got to do the buildings, but warming center, fig tree, all the student, all of those things take place in the buildings. And so we've got to keep that up. But Cokesbury is so generous.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah.
When needs come up, people step up and are generous in that. And so it's just been amazing to see God work even that way.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes people don't realize, they say, well, I just can give. And it's like, well, no, without that generous ability and nature and discipleship, other things wouldn't happen.
Right.
And so it's really the whole team of Cokesbury that makes things happen.
I agree. And I think one of the things that is amazing about Cokesbury is we're generous here for our community, but there's also opportunities to be generous in other places in the world. And so you got to be a part of that. You went to Africa.
I did. I got to go to Africa this year. Last Christmas, we took up the offering for the well in Zimbabwe, Zobo village. And so in August, I actually got to go there, and we had the dedication service. And it was just an amazing experience to see that, and to see the school at Ishe and Esu that we as a conference, but also as Cokesbury, have been supporting for 25 years. And, we loaded all the buckets here at Cokesbury in the parking lot in June, and our folks did that day of, loading everything. But I was at the other end when they're being unloaded and being given out. And it was fascinating to see those buckets on women's heads, as they walked out the roads and everything. But to see that we're really working with people, it's not some vague concept, is that, I actually got to see. And then 390 soccer balls that Cokesbury sent for kids at Ishe and Esu. And I not only got to see them given to kids, but I got to personally pump up a bunch of those balls. And it was a couple of days that we spent just pumping up soccer balls in our spare time. So we would just all sit around and everybody had a pump and they were working. But then to watch these kids walk away with these, and
well, I love that.
It was amazing.
To provide not only people's needs or necessities, but to give a chance for kids to just be kids and to play.
Exactly.
How amazing is that?
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think, but again, Cokesbury's generosity makes a difference down the street. It makes a difference halfway across the world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's just an amazing kind of thing. Well, you've had a few personal things this year. One just in the last few weeks.
That's right. Yeah. We bought a house and moved to a new home the day before Thanksgiving is our moving day, as you do all the other days. But that's been a great experience for us to kind of feel like we're really a part of the community. And Cokesbury has been so welcoming and hospitable towards us, and we feel like we're really a part of the community here. And so that's been a really fun thing.
Well, and then the other thing that you won't brag out, but I will, and that is that you did this great book, Shattered and Sanctified, Confronting the Sin of Toxic Christianity. And this is not your first book.
It's not.
It's your third.
It's my third. Yes.
And so there was an Advent one and a Lenten one, and now this. So whether you're willing to say anything or not, I'm very proud of you. And it's a great book and I'm enjoying it. And,
well, thank you.
I just think that's a neat milestone.
That means a lot coming from a published author. Well, saying, looking forward to your next book coming out too. So,
well, and personally for both of us, but one of the things is, Rebecca Fetzer retired this year.
yes, she did.
In order to do more full-time work at Susanna's house. So it wasn't like she got to quit. She kind of transferred all of her energy there. And I think that's significant for this congregation because Rebecca served here decades.
Right. Yeah.
And has been a part of this team. And it was this church that helped with her vision and guidance and leadership birth Susanna's house. So I think that's just just that story is so good about starting a ministry, but then it's taken a life of its own and we get to be a proud parent, but it gets to live on its own.
It's amazing to see where it's gone to. I mean,
It really has. Yeah.
now you've had a big watershed moment in your,
Janice and I got to celebrate our 50th anniversary. And this is a significant moment for us. And it has been we got to be with our whole family and take a really neat trip. But just celebrating being together those years, it's been fun.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. And so one of the things that is, we've talked about all these things, but one of the things that is major here is worship.
Absolutely.
We get to do mostly you and I get to do traditional worship, but to, worship on both sides of the street is just an incredible experience here.
It really is. Incredible music, talented musicians, singers, both sides of the street, like you said. Preachers are okay too. Yeah.
We come and go. But I think that that's a high moment because this church truly celebrates God's presence.
Mm-hmm.
And not just a Sunday morning thing, but all these other things that we've talked about. And to think, and as we talk about worship, I think about particular moments in worship where we've had baptisms, and we've baptized everybody from a little baby to an older person.
Right.
So, to see those, just sharing communion every month, that regular moment that we take to remember the Lord's table, and that's significant.
Absolutely.
And I just think a great part of, again, celebrating who we are, but who we're called to be, which is where we kind of end today, is to think, so where's God calling us for 2026? Where are we going? What is it that's next? What do we continue? What do we keep doing? And I think that's a collective, like you were saying about us being a collective, a corporate group. That's a question that we have to deal with, but it's also a question that I have to deal with and that you have to deal with.
Absolutely.
That, and everyone has to deal with is, okay, what's God calling me to do this year?
New year provides new opportunities for each of us, whatever that looks like.
Yeah. And so I go back to that Psalm 136 that ends with a celebration of saying, we are thankful for God who is in all of our lives. And then that same line again, God's steadfast love endures forever. And
Amen.
And I think that's just a great way to look forward to this year to see, well, how's God's steadfast love going to be manifest around us, but also through us. And I hope that's what our folks look forward to for this year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
our prayer for our folks.
Yeah.
So thank you. Merry Christmas, but also Happy New Year.